Realtors.
Hello, everyone. Dawn Loding here with my amazing friend, Angela Kristen Taylor.
Hi.
Angela, hi. Thank you so much for doing this challenge with me today. This is kind of a special treat. You know, we just got done doing this in December for planning for 2024, and that was a phenomenal challenge that we did leading into the new year. But now we're in the new year. So no matter what month we're in, this challenge will work for you. And this challenge actually leads us into a weekly live coaching call that Angela and I do together to really help you as real estate agents to work on your real estate abundance plan. And what is your real estate abundance plan? Right? Like that's what we're here to share with you today. So thank you so much for watching this recording. I hope that you watch it all the way to the end because it really all flows into the next pillar. So let me kind of explain what this is. So it's a system. It's a system that I came up with years ago to help me find the freedom to flourish through real estate. I've been a real estate agent for over 20 years, and it hasn't always been easy, but I have persevered through everything and been a successful real estate agent for all of those years, most of those years. Had good years, had bad years. You know, life happens, and I had a lot of life happen over the past 20 years, right? And Angela is my witness to that because Angela used to be my personal coach. And
Okay.
yeah, you really helped me through so many struggles. And I think it was just a godsend for you to actually come into my life. And I will never forget when that all happened. And I met you, and then we had a one-on-one call, and I said, "You're hired." And I hired her, and she helped me for years. And we just got so close, you know. It's like
Yeah.
you find your people. And what started out as me wanting to be so much more like her ended up me becoming more like the person I wanted to be, and those two
hmm
people just really connecting. And so
Yeah.
with that being said, Angela joined me at Epic Realty this
I
year
sure
or
did.
last year.
Yeah,
I
last year.
yeah, I was like, "Girl, I want to do this. Like, what do you think?" Like, I know, you know, we're friends at this point, and I coach. She still coaches me through some stuff, but I've just come so far that I feel like I
You're
just need,
coaching me now too.
yeah.
We coach each other now.
Right, it's crazy. But that's what we need. It works, and it works well. So Angela joined me at Epic back in, I don't know, September, October-ish. She opened the state of Georgia.
July.
Yeah, in July, but you didn't become legit in Georgia, and Georgia opened in December.
October. Yes.
October.
October,
And
I got
we're
the broker
in,
role.
oh
And
my
then
goodness.
December, we opened up December 21st. Yeah.
That's amazing. What a
Yeah.
journey it's been too. Like it has been so much
Really.
fun at Epic Realty. So anyway, I have been doing this system that
Mm.
I'm going to share with you today for years. Angela helped me create it. She helped me figure my way through it. It worked for me. And then now I'm going to share it with you so that hopefully you could use it in your real estate business. So with that being said, let's just dig right into it. Okay. I'm going to share my
Sounds good.
screen. And if you're watching the recording, I am putting all the links to everything that I share with you today in the notes, in the details of this YouTube video. So, and then we invite you to join us every Tuesday because this thing just goes on and on and on every single
Mhm.
week. So let me share my screen and get started. I'm going to pull up my presentation. My computer allows me here. I am going to go into present mode here because I just want us to be able to focus on my presentation as we go through this. All right, here we go. All right, so I created this system. It's called Freedom to Flourish Through Real Estate. And what that means is for me, like there's always this 80-20 rule. And 80% or 20% of the agents do 80% of the work, and 80% of the agents do a couple deals a year and live over there in that space, trying to figure out how to get more business. And I get that. That is such a common space. And it's sad because we get so excited to get our real estate license and jump into this business. And we think, oh my gosh, like this is it. Like I got this. And then we're like, oh my God, what did I do? Because this
Yeah,
is not what I thought it was going to be, right? Like
exactly.
it's so scary. And so if that's you and you feel like that, you are in the right place and you are talking to the right women, because we have literally made it our mission to help agents find the freedom to flourish in their business. And it's not that hard, you guys. If I can do this, anyone can. So, with that being said, let me just tell you a little bit about myself, and then I'll let Angela introduce herself a little bit more. So, I have been a real estate agent for over 21 years now, and my team or myself have averaged an annual amount of around 50 transactions per year. I'm a capper. I'm what I call a career realtor. Like I made it a career from day one. This is all I've done. And I have figured out how to implement systems into my business because I'm completely unorganized without them. If I have to do something, I will create a system. My systems have systems. Like I'm always known. Oops, I just shook my desk. Sorry. My friends or anyone that knows me always says like, "You're the systems person. I really need to get that done." And I'm giving you the opportunity to follow me and do that over the next 4 weeks or year, whatever it takes. But could take 4 weeks, could take a couple months. But I have a system for you. So I also wrote this book last year. Last year, I think it was the year before. And it's called Step Into Your Brave. And I co-authored this book, and it's a compile is a combination of several women telling their stories. There's 10 stories in this book, and I got asked to be one of them. And I am so proud of that book, to have that book right here and to know that I have the power to step into my own brave and create the life that I want. That is so powerful. And the fact that the title of my book is that, like, I'm so grateful that I did that. That's like one of my biggest things ever. And I'm very proud of it. I'm also a mom of four sons, y'all, and seven grandsons now. Like, no girls. I have beautiful, amazing daughter-in-laws, and I love that. And maybe someday one of them will give me a girl. But for now, I have four sons. So I have to be a powerful human being and persevere through life and these things because I want to be a good example for my sons. And I feel like I am doing that. Not to say that I don't have hardships, and not to say that I don't have bad days, and not to say any of that, but it's all about perseverance and getting through these things. And so I was able to raise my four sons with my real estate career, attend those baseball games, be the baseball mom, do all of the things that I've done over the past 20 years with my family. And I could just start crying because it's been so beautiful. And I'm so grateful for this career. Um, and I did all of this with a lot of baggage, a lot of trauma in my childhood, a lot of scarcity, a lot of abandonment issues. I had a marriage before my current husband. We've been married for 22 years, a little bit longer than 1 year more than I have had my real estate license, because he's so supportive and such a good guy. He's always like, I'm your biggest fan. So, my real estate career, he's been very patient with and accepting. But I have a lot of that trauma. You could read about my story in the book if you want to get more into that, or on my website at dawnloading.com. I literally tell my story to everybody because I want to help women and I want to empower women to really close those chapters, work through what you need to, but let's close those chapters and let's focus on the future and what we could do with that. So my whole point to all of this is, like I said before, it's kind of my mantra is like, if I can do this, anyone can. And that is so true. And I created a system for you to do it. So let me just go into this freedom. Oh, wait, we gotta hear from Angela. Angela, let's tell us a little bit about yourself. And I'm gonna stop sharing for a minute. Oh no, I'm not, because then can't take me out of present mode. So go ahead. We
That's
could
okay.
see
You're
you.
fine. You're fine. We're good. So, I'm Angela Kristen Taylor. I've been in real estate for 30 years, and I've spent the last 21 years as a coach, a trainer, a consultant, a mentor, writer, podcast host, all those things, speaker. And I really, for me, I come from a lot of childhood trauma as well. A lot of those feelings of scarcity and abandonment. And, it's interesting because as I was starting to segue into coaching, I found that, my struggles with being productive, of being very disorganized and chaotic and feeling like I was always running from one thing to the next, and I couldn't keep anything together. Like everything was just a big old mess, from my house to my car to my life, it seemed like. And I really started to see that the agents that were coming to me were having the same problems. And I had to work through those issues and find a way for me to become organized, to become a really efficient and productive, and keep a clean house and a clean car and a clean life, really, in general, just organized and put together. But my example was having a very strongly type A organized mother, where everything had to be just so. And I had to find a way to be um, organized and efficient and productive the way my brain works. And that's what I really started to work in on with real estate agents, and starting to really understand them at a deeply psychological level. And so I went out and I started really educating myself in a lot of different directions that really had nothing to do with real estate specifically, but really helped me in understanding real estate agents on a deeper level. So, some of the things I've done, I'm a certified life coach, crisis counselor, meditation trainer. I have 2 health and wellness certifications. And so for me, it's been about understanding all the pieces from the inside out of what really helps support us in our real estate journey as entrepreneurs and as mothers. And I've
So
got 5
important.
kids. Yeah,
All of
I've
this
got
is
5 kids.
so
And
important. It's a
exactly.
holistic approach that we have to take to
Yes,
find success. It's not just
exactly.
getting that real estate license. And these are all the
Mhm.
things I learned from you. And you're
Yeah,
the coach. I'm not a coach, you guys. I do this all for free. Angela does this and sits in and helps for free every Tuesday to help you figure out what areas is it that you need to get the help
yeah.
in.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, is really finding where our lives and our work intersect. And that's really the big piece of this, because when we start out our real estate business and then we kind of pull back like, ooh, this isn't what I thought it was. A lot of that it's stories coming up from our past,
Yeah.
from our past experiences, our feelings of being not enough, or being too much, or feeling like we're being annoying, or we're getting in somebody's way, or we're causing a problem, when really we just have help to offer, we have support to offer, and we're these wonderful heart-centered individuals who want to just reach out our hands and support and help other people and pull them up and say, here, let me help you find your home. Because home for us means so much more than just a house.
Yeah.
And it's being able to connect with other people very deeply and feel like we're offering them something, that sense of home that they find when they see that perfect house, and then we help them get it, and we help them
Yeah.
get it in the
We
best way
love that.
possible. We
But
love it. It's so
then all of the
exciting.
chaos sets in because y'all don't have your system set up. Like you can
Yes.
automate so much of this and you can train your brain to know how to handle the stress of this business in
Yes.
a way to where you find the freedom to flourish. You find
Yes.
success. And we're going to
Yes.
dig
And not
deeper. So let's
yes. And not just your brain, but
your
your
body,
body as
yeah,
well,
your
and how
energy,
that works
all of it.
together.
Love
Exactly.
it. And that brings us into the four pillars. So what we're going to talk about next is this system. So my system has four different pillars: mindset, foundations, automations, and funnels. And we're going to go over each of those today. Then following today, after you learn what the whole thing is, then we will lead off into next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. We're going to dig even deeper into mindset in the personal call at 1 o'clock. So make sure that you sign up for that so you get notifications of these of these weekly coaching calls. Then week 2, we're going to dig deeper on that Tuesday into the foundations part of it. Week 3, automations, week 4, funnels. And then we just repeat that every month because this is an ongoing system. This takes work, all of it. You're not going to wake up and watch a YouTube video and be a different person. You just can't do it. We have to literally retrain our brains to think like we want it to think. And so let's dig first right into the mindset part because you guys, I used to have mindset at the end and I started with the foundations, thinking everything starts with the foundation of your house. However, I soon realized that if you don't have the right mindset moving into creating all of this, you'll never even make it to all of this. You'll never make it to creating beautiful funnels because you will think that you can't do it. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are correct. And that is the mindset that you have to take into this whole building your real estate business. And so, Tony Robbins is one of my favorite guys. I love him. I love everything he's about. This is one of my favorite quotes. What we focus on determines how we feel, and how we feel, our state of mind, powerfully influences our actions and our interactions. And I want you to remember that going into every single day of you working in your real estate business, because what you decide and how you decide to feel and what you decide to focus on for the day is going to determine your outcome. So it's super important that you realize this and recognize this. And so let's just dig into what we go over on week 1. So first of all, we have to talk about this, and this is really Angela's thing. But I'm just going to read through this and then we'll talk about it a little bit. I really want to keep this under an hour, so I don't want to spend more than 10 minutes or so on each platform. My thing just fell out from under my feet. Almost fell. Anyway, we'll move on. Mindset and past trauma. Okay, so this is what it boils down to. And we will dig a lot deeper into this in the mindset week and building your plan. So I put that in there too, because you got to have vision of what you want to be. And so your daily routine, I kind of snuck that onto the mindset platform because you got to create that and figure out what it is in order to know what you want to build, kind of like a GPS. Like you got to know where you're going. And so I really help you a lot with that in the mindset week as well. So we're all different here. Like we all are in a different place. I'm sure people will be watching this that come from lots of childhood trauma as well as some that don't. But I have to put this in here because I find all my besties, all my tribe, all my friends that are realtors across the country, when we start talking about it and we get real, we all come from some kind of trauma in our past because that's just living life. But how you handle that trauma and moving forward, that's what just really builds you. That's what creates the person that you are today. And so where you
Yeah,
got to
and
stop it.
Dawn, can I just say something right
Yeah,
there to
yes.
interject on that? Because I think a lot of people they think of trauma and they think of abuse, okay? And while sometimes that is the case, okay, I'm not taking that away, I also want everyone to understand that sometimes trauma is just hearing something that had no ill intention behind it or no reality behind it, but was just something that you heard that it stuck with you in a certain way that created a story and a belief that created then a negative pattern for you. So I always use this one example because it was such a good one, where I had a client years ago who she had a really hard time getting on video and doing video. And this is a beautiful woman, right? And just really struggled with it. Um, and then come to find out that when she was a kid, she had a brother who told her that she was fat and ugly and nobody wanted to hear anything she had to say. And so you don't think of that in terms of trauma. You might think, well, I had a wonderful childhood, right? And my childhood was great. But maybe you had a sibling or a schoolmate or a teacher or even a parent that just said something to you that sparked a story that creates then a block. And so when we talk about trauma, I don't want you to think, well, I didn't have any trauma, right? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't, right? But the point is that what we're talking about are the stories that create negative patterns in our lives. And those stories come from somewhere. And so this is what we're talking about and referring to when we talk about trauma.
And so to figure that out, to figure out where you are with this, you have to become a fly on the wall inside your mind. You have to follow yourself around every day and stop and just take notice of where you are. Journal, keep notes. And if you find yourself, and I'm going to give you a perfect example of this. I found myself this morning, it was just this morning. Have some, as we always do, I have a deal that's having some issues and I started going negative with it. And then I just woke up and it's like I just became aware and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Like, I do not have to go into this spiral mode of being upset about this. I need to pull myself back out of this and go back over here to abundance. My word for the year is abundance. And that's not about the money. Money follows. I know that. It's more about waking up every day and living every situation in abundance, not talking about anybody, not gossiping, not like seeing the beauty, even when I see that somebody is really struggling. Like I'm starting to really notice all of that and it's changing who I am. And I just want to be a kind, caring person. And not that I sit around and talk about people, but I have in the past, like that's, you think you're just really being kind, but sometimes you're not. You got to really think about what you're doing. But you have to be that fly on the wall and figure out what do you keep telling yourself all day. And then, once you notice these, figure out what you could do to heal them. We can't live in the past and the future at the same time. I always think of my life since I wrote that book and I went through all these exercises. This has really been helpful for me. I think of my life as these chapters. Like I'm going through these chapters. My very childhood, that was like chapter 1. I was born, boom, here I am. Chapter 2, my teenage years. Chapter 3, my 20s. Chapter 4, where my 30s. Where am I in that book? And is it time to kind of close that chapter up and really start a new one? You can think of like sub chapters, even maybe being every year of your life, but it's time to sometimes just close that book, close that chapter, learn what you learned from it, and move on and start writing your next chapter. And, I did that exercise when I made the move to Epic this year or last year and really thought like, okay, am I gonna just start this next chapter or am I gonna stay in this current chapter and really just keep going when things aren't working out the way I want them to? And thank God I just decided it's time to write a new chapter. And so you got to look at your life like that and figure it out because, you can't live in the past and the future at the same time. So figure it out. And if you need help, join us on these coaching calls. Let's talk about it. Mindset Week, we get serious. Like I've made people cry in a good way in those calls sometimes. Heal the past, move on to the beautiful life that you've been waiting for. When you got your real estate license and decided you were going to do this, like you had a dream. Like we want to help you make it come true. All right. moving on. This is something that will take your mindset and toss it in the trash can, and you cannot let it affect you. Competition, no thank you. There is enough business in this business for all of us if we just work our own plan. You create your plan, you work your plan, and the leads will follow, and the money will follow, and you take care of your money, and you do it the right way, and it'll all work out. So when you see other agents on social media doing things that you're not doing and you feel like you should, just don't follow them anymore. Don't look at that. If it's something you're going to learn from and you want to be like them and do that in your business, then keep following them. But don't be jealous. Don't be in competition, because you might be following them because they're a realtor you met, or they have this huge following. But remember, at the beginning, they were down here. They were on this bottom step. They made the leap to the next step and the next step and the next step by starting, by taking action and doing whatever it was that was in their own plan so that they could get to that next level. And you can do the same. You just have to take action. We all start at zero. And sometimes we start
Absolutely.
at zero over and over and over.
Hmm.
And
And
that's life.
don't think that these people that you might be comparing yourself to in the moment, that they don't have their own stories that
Yeah.
they're working through, or have worked through, or are still working through. Right? I'm the first one to say I still have stories I'm working through,
Yeah.
and that's okay. It's not that the stories go away, it's that we learn to rewrite them over time.
Love
So
it.
yeah, don't compare yourself to anybody else. Just compare
Let
yourself
yourself
to the
off the
person
hook
you
right
were
now.
yesterday. I've heard that so many times, and it is so
And
true.
no feeling guilty. Like if I'm talking to you
Right.
and you're feeling it and you're like, "Oh my God, I do this all the time." Let it
Mhm.
go. Let it go.
Mhm.
Let it go. Let it all go. Let's just start your new chapter today. It's a new
Yeah, right now.
year.
Done.
Right now. Let's go. All right, awesome. Let's move on. Okay, and I'm not going to talk about this one very much because we got to get moving. But time block from your abundance plan. And we go over this a lot more in week 1. So we're going to revisit this next Tuesday at 1, and building your abundance plan and getting yourself into the right mindset every day. These are just some of the tools. I mean, Angela and I both could talk about each one of these things for hours. And we
Mhm.
do go deeper into them in week 1. So know that if you've never meditated and you want to know more about meditating, like we got you. Like come to our coaching call next week and we will help you. Inspiring YouTube videos only. Don't follow all the negativity out there. If you need to know what's going on, set up an alert so that you get it, like, and read it once a day. Don't let it take over your day, because it's going to happen out there no matter what. This world is crazy right now. But guess what? There's nothing you can do about it. It's going on whether you like it or not. And so how you respond to what's going on is what's going to determine your happiness and your peace of
100%.
mind.
Yep.
100%. All right, then week 2, we talk, and what I want you guys to do, I forgot to say this.
Mm.
I want you to be taking notes today and figure out where you're at with all of this. And these 4 pillars that the next 3 that I'm about to go over, what are you missing? And then that's what we're going to work on building. So that's why we have the coaching call every Tuesday. So you could go back and look at what you wrote down from this webinar, this workshop, and then I challenge you to take the next month and really get these things figured out. And we will show you how. So, week 2, foundations. Getting your foundations all set up, you have to really take the time and think about what you want your business to look like in a year from now. This is the space I want you to be in, is where you wake up every day, literally fake it till you make it. You got to get in that mindset of, I have 2 closings a month. I'm doing 24 deals a year. I'm making $100,000 a year. I'm taking care of my money. What are the systems that got you there? What are they? Those are the only ones you need to focus on. And I'm going to tell you, these are my favorites, and I'm going to tell you why. Your CRM, your contact relationship manager in your real estate business, is key. The statistics show that 70% of agents don't use a CRM at all. They don't open it every day. They don't get into it. statistics also show NAR has a report that shows that 20 they did a survey. They asked the top 20% of agents what is the number one tool in their business they could not go without. And guess what? It's their CRM. So tell me how that 80-20 rule works when 70% of that 80% don't even use a CRM, but the top 20 are, it's their number one thing. Huge. We go a lot more into that. Your VIP database. I have a link that I'm going to share with you guys that is a blank VIP database. I'm also going to show you what mine looks like so that you know what that is. Gotta be adding those people as you have the closings to your VIP database and market to them, work them, take care of them, love them, message them, call them,
Mhm.
invite them, all of it. I think it's really key also that you have a good brand. Brand is key, especially it's so easy. Pick a few colors, pick a color, oh, what do they call that? In Canva, you could go in and they have them all laid out for you. Pick one, create your brand, create a logo to put on all of your social media stuff, your marketing pieces, social media, mailers, cards, send out cards. You need your stuff to look consistent, beautiful, and inviting, because this is what people are looking at. They're like, oh, look at her. She has great stuff. People see what they see. Should it be that way? No, but it is. And in our business, we have to recognize that. What are your social media sites that you're going to have be your main focus? I think it should be Facebook for like all of us to start out because it's the number one where people are. But I know there's a lot of younger people out there that say it's Instagram and TikTok. Like I do all of them. Do not do all of them in the beginning. I do Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn, but I have a team. I have two virtual assistants. And did I start there? No, I did not. I started with nothing and I started on Facebook. So then I say
And
realtor, go ahead.
uh, I'll just say I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn. I am on the other places, but I don't really do anything on them. I focus in on the two that I know I feel comfortable showing up on all the time. And so for me, that's Facebook and LinkedIn. So those are the two that I do.
Awesome. And then um what are your offers? Like that is so important too. And we talk about that in the funnels, but to figure out what your offers are that you're going to put out into the world to attract people into your CRM, I call it a funnel. Like what we talk about funnels a lot too. So, but what are they going to be? Do you want your offer and your funnel to be a relocation? That's a great one if you live in an area where people are relocating. Do you live in an area where there's foreclosures and short sales? That could be an offer. An offer could be a first-time home buyer offer. Offers get to be whatever you want them to be, but it's a marketing piece you put out into the world that people want to click on to get a copy of it. And then you capture their information. They go into your CRM and you follow up with them. That's where you build the relationship. That is funnels. We'll go over that more in a minute. I skipped over that one, so I had to go back. Realtor basics, though, are your board of realtors, your MLS. Know how to use this. We're not going to teach you this. This is something that your board of realtors, the MLS, zip forms, all of these tools are things that they teach you on each site how to do it. Same with the CRM. We have Lofty, and I do a Lofty get together discussion every Monday for all of Epic, just trying to get agents to get into their CRM and understand the importance of it. But it's really up to you. If these are the things you're lacking, these are the things you need to build first and foremost. And it will build your business for you. So join us next week for more deeper dive into all of this. All right, week 3. This is a short one. Automations. Once you get all of those foundations figured out, we're going to automate them. We're going to go in and create custom campaigns in your CRM. We're going to create a marketing plan so that you know what to do every single month for your VIP database. We're going to create a social media calendar so that you know what to go share, when to share it, what you need to do. All of these things are automations. You can automate your entire business. You know why you need to automate it? Because then you need to delegate it. Like if it's automated, you could delegate it. I am all about systemize, automate, and then delegate. I don't even know if that's a word. Systemize. Yeah, that's a word, right?
Yeah,
My
totally.
own
It's
creative
totally a
word.
word. But you
Systemize,
know what?
automate, delegate.
That whole
Systemate.
process, what it
Yeah.
systemate. I love that.
That's
Not a word,
that's the
but
one I
I think it's a
usually
good
say.
word. Systemate. Yeah. So I think that, the point of that piece of it is that you can remove yourself from your business so that you don't have to be there every single moment of every single day for every single thing. And I think a lot of us, because of some of the stories and trauma and stuff we've had, we're like high control and we don't want to let go of anything. And when we do that, we actually make it so much harder for ourselves to just be able to relax and breathe. And so having these automations and things in place really does help with your well-being also. Not
Absolutely.
not just your business, but it helps you with your life as well. So it's really, really important.
Yeah, it is. But if you don't even know what to automate, I totally get that. I have agents who I've seen so many agents hire VAs because they want to automate, but they don't even know what's in their own business. They don't know what they want to automate because they just want someone to do it all for them. You have to be the creator. This is a artsy business. Like you have to be the creator of your systems. And once you get them systemized and you figure out systemized, there I said it. Systemized. Is that oh anyway, I get so stuck on that word. Once you get them systemized, then you can automate them, but you are the one that has to go create all of this stuff. And it doesn't have to take forever. Like you just have to focus, be able to focus for a little bit on what it is you need to do. And you need to do one thing at a time. That's key. You cannot be on this side of a fence and this side of a fence at the same time. So if you're on the fence and you don't know what you need to do, you need to jump over here, work on one thing, and then jump over there and work on that thing. But here are some of the automations that will really help you through your business. Google Chrome, Google Drive, just Google everything. Google is the most integrative platform that we have to help us with our real estate business, with our Google pages, our Google ads, our Google My Business, and then Chrome and Drive. Like I could do a whole hour class on this, and I'm going to actually. My goal for this year is to put a video into my YouTube channel on every single thing that I teach so that I could go in and do a whole long video on this and share that with you. But until then, we will go over it in our weekly calls. Buyer and seller presentations. I cannot tell you how many agents I've seen get a buyer and just go with nothing. Like, I'm here to buy, I'm going to help you buy a house. No, you have to prove yourself to be the agent they want to hire. You have to educate them. You have to show them. Take a folder. Every agent should have some kind of buyer and seller presentation in a folder to go to meet this client so that they see how smart you are, how you know your stuff. And there's all kinds of things that we talk about putting in those presentations, not just a presentation that you create real quick on Canva, but also you can pull things from your title company, anything that can help educate them on this process. Closing spreadsheets, budget spreadsheets. Spreadsheets, I love spreadsheets. I have a spreadsheet and a plan for everything. So these are just some of the automations. Your planner. This is a huge automation right here. My planner. I start it over every single year and I start every month and I plan out the month. It's an automation for me. I know what I need to do and I find the right tools to help me do it. So that is automations. All right. Anything to add to that, Angela? Nope.
I think you covered it really, really well. And I just want to say, I loved what you touched on at the end about using your planner as a form of automation, because routines that you set for yourself in your life, whether they're your morning routines, your evening routines, they can be a form of automation, even though there are things that you're manually doing, because they take the question out of your mind and you
Right.
just start following these specific things, and
Yeah.
it makes it easier for you to predict your just everything, because it's not even a
Everything.
prediction, it's more like a consistency
Well,
of
it
your
free.
emotional state, your
Yeah.
physical well-being, your um the way your day starts off. If we, like, we're all chaotic and scattered in the morning, and then we forgot this or that or whatever, it's like things are all out of whack. But when we
Yeah.
have a consistent routine, we tend to have a consistently good day, you know
Yeah.
and even when things kind of go awry, we can consistently get ourselves back into that good space, because we have the tools to handle that because of the automations we have set in place. You can even have an automation for how to react when something doesn't go the way you planned.
Absolutely. Yes. Love it.
Hmm.
We'll dig into that a lot more in a
Absolutely.
couple weeks.
Hmm.
I want to touch over funnels and real quick, and this is the last one because this is the last pillar because it will do you no good to go out and create all these funnels and have leads flowing wherever they're flowing if you don't have all of your foundations set up. You have to get this all going, flowing smoothly, seamlessly, so that these clients, when they come into your world, they go through your systems and it's just automatic, like checklist. That's another one that's on the automation, like all these different things. And so this is just to name a few. So my first is always going to be my VIP database because I get a ton of referrals from them. I use listings to leads and their marketing, but you can use any different kind of social media marketing platform to to help you to create different things to put out into the world. Social media, paid leads, referrals from realtors, FISBOs, farming. I could go on, and this list could go all the way up to 101. Gene Frederick wrote a book called 101 Ways to Lead Generate. And you could just pick one and that's your funnel. Think of these as funnels. And I want to talk for a minute about what's your offer. So these are your funnels, and you have to think about what is your offer that's going to pour these leads into your social media, into your CRM. Because think of this little funnel here as your CRM. And that is where the magic happens. It's always in the follow up. No matter what you do, getting these people in through all these different things into your funnel, and then you help guide them through till they're ready to buy or sell a house. Remember, 90 something percent of people are not ready to buy or sell when they start searching on the internet. They're ready to go. And then if agents, like, this is so sad. If you hear that they're not ready, it's almost like you're it broke your heart, like, oh my god, all I saw was the commission coming in. But these people say, you know what, we're not going to be ready for 6 months. I'm like, awesome, that gives me more time to show you why you love me, and why when you are ready you're going to raise your hand and I'm going to be the one that you call. So your number one job is to fill your pipeline, your CRM, with all of these people. And we're going to talk a lot more about that later. But I have this bonus slide that we go over a lot more in the week 4 every month. But these are 3 different offers that we help you put together. Offer number 1 is for your VIP. I use HomeBot. That's my offer to my VIP after I close them. Offer number 2, this is a special gift that Angela is going to share the link, and I'm going to put it in the YouTube video, is creating your passion community and learning how to market to them. And she has a whole week long 5 series, I think, videos that you could go through and learn how to do that. And then offer number 3 are all of those other ones that I just did, like relocation, whatever your funnel is going to be. And those are all different offers that you could put out into the world to get your people to flow into your world. You want them in your world. You want to take care of them. You want to love on them. And that's what database day is all about. I literally have database day. I'm the area leader here in New Braunfels, Texas. And today we have database day. I put together a whole workshop where the agents can work on their database, send messages, do things. And we're going to that today. But you just got to put this all together. And then my story, anybody could have a one-on-one call with me. You can schedule that at talktodawn.com. I would love to have a conversation with any of you who are interested in, working closer with me at Epic, or you just have a question, you want to get in on these calls, whatever you need. I want to be that person that's here for you. That is my passion because of my desire to just help people get from that 80% over to that 20%. If you can dream it, have the courage to take action, and have discipline to stay on the right path, you will make it. All right, some free tools that we have for your success. I am going to share these. I'm going to go show you real quick. I'm going to get out of this right now, and then I'm just going to open a couple things to show you guys a little bit more about what we work with. I have people waiting to get into my call that starts in a few minutes. View. Okay, I'm going to move this over. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you, and I'm going to actually put this blank abundance plan into the link. So Abundance Real Estate Challenge. So this is a document, a little workbook that I created so you can print it out and go through the next 4 weeks with us. It's a blank one. So this will be in the YouTube video. So if you're watching this, just scroll down through the notes. And also on this plan, you have a link to the blank VIP database spreadsheet. So you're going to want to open that and start adding people to that. And then these are just some ideas. You're going to replace those with your own automations. These are all things we're going to be working through. So know that that is going to be there for you. And then let me get out of some of this stuff here. This is what your VIP database can look like in the end. I have all of these people on here. These colors mean different things. We have them in send out cards. We have I message them, I call them.
I love how organized and structured you are with all of this stuff. Y'all, Dawn is the queen of systems. She's amazing. So
Well, and I'm also really good at delegating. So I hardly get in here anymore. And I have my VAs do a lot of it. So you can only do so much, right? But I still love all of these people. But then I also have another tab here that my agents on my team have closed, and I've never even met these people. But I still show them all this love. And then um, we want to still keep them in our world, and so they know, even though whichever one of these agents they closed with, that they are part of the Loding group. So that's what that can look like in the end, right? But you got to build it. You start with the blank one. And then I want to show you my own abundance plan. I'm going to scroll through this really fast because I have to get off of here in a couple of minutes, and I want to just have some closing time. But when you're done working on your own abundance plan, it could look like this. I have all of my stuff detailed out, my mission, my vision, all of my stuff in here. And so when I find myself in a pit or whatever, like, I know how to jump out of that pit really quick. My goals, my intentions, the Loding group, these are some of the links to all of the stuff I've put together. These are the automations that are a huge part of my business. You can just see it on here. These are the offers that I put together and work on. These are my funnels, my tools, my VIP plan. It's all here. And then I start all over with my Freedom to Flourish business. So this does not only work with real estate business, it works with everything. I've really kind of ran through this with different businesses, and it can work no matter what you're doing. So with all of that being said, I am going to put all of this in the video, and then we're going to share this video. Angela, I have people waiting to get in because we're about to start our next call. So I'll stop recording. But just any last minute thoughts for everybody who's watching this? for this
Yeah,
year.
I think that everything that we have put together here is very unique and different from what you're going to usually and typically find for training in the real estate industry. And the reason why is because, when Dawn and I connected, we started to build off of one another. And this is the thing, is that there's so many different pieces involved with having a real estate business, and it's not all about business. But even what you see, like Dawn creating this abundance plan, that part of that is her plan for what happens if my day is not going the way I want it to, right? Because we don't need to put ourselves in a space of always feeling like we're a mess. And what we're pulling together here is how to feel like, oh, I finally got it together. My life feels amazing. My business is beautiful. I love doing what I do. I love serving who I serve. And we help you bring that into reality. And that is what your life is going to look like. So I'm very excited to be
I
here.
am
And thank you,
too.
Dawn, for including me. I absolutely love this. And we're really excited to see you join
Yeah,
us.
we
So,
are. We hope to see you at our first call in February on Tuesday at 1 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Pacific, and then 2 o'clock
two.
Eastern. Two
Yeah,
o'clock Eastern. So time block it, y'all. Get your calendar out and start making it an automation for you to make sure you're there every single Tuesday at 1, where we will help
absolutely.
you work through all of this stuff. So with that being said, we will see you on the other side. Thank you so much for coming.
Bye bye.
Bye.